Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Sheeran is ready to play some games. Hello everyone, and welcome to Giganato Gaming. I hope you enjoy the video. What is up, my fellow dinosaurians? Giganato Gaming here, and welcome back to another episode of the Spinwheel Sanctuary. Last we left off, we put in some stuff in the north, south, and south end. We got some creatures over here, I think. Yeah, we got a bunch of dead Dryosaurs. We got some killed by Herrerasaurus, others killed by Pyroraptor. Yeah, Olympus just killed a Dryosaur, it looks like. But yeah, we're going to be working on the east and the west end for today's video. So this here is the west hatchery, and this here is the east hatchery, if we look over here. So yeah, we're going to have 3 creatures in each side, and we're going to see what goes on. But first, if you find yourself enjoying this video and want more content like this, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Let's see if we could get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. That would be super amazing. But with that, let's begin the video. And don't mind the motorcycle in the background. I just put some aviaries on each, just in case we end up getting pterosaurs. And yeah, let's get our first creature of the episode. And our first creature to go into the east end is Austroraptor. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're going to get Austroraptor, it looks like. Let's get that going. These guys will probably just mind their own business or something, hopefully. Alright, we got 3 of them. So we'll probably get 2 females and a male. I'm just going to see which male is the most vibrant. And they got plenty of water, so we can put some Piscivore feeders in. And let's move on to the west end. And the first creature to go onto the west end is... looks like it's going to be Guanlong. Alright, cool. We've got Guanlong. Let's go. Alright, Guanlong. Maybe 2 males and 2 females. Yeah, let's do that. 2 males and 2 females. Alright, that's that done. Let's move on to the second creature on the east end. And the second creature to go into the east end is... ooh, getting real close there. First pterosaur? Ah, not quite. Alright, Changosaurus. Alright, I thought maybe we were going to get our first pterosaur, but I guess not. Alright, Changosaurus. That should be... do you have to roar in my goddamn ear, Mr. Acro? Alright, so far all carnivores it looks like, and we've got 4 of them. And the second creature to go into the west end is... okay, good. We passed it. And we got a herbivore. Kentrosaurus. Alright, cool. So let's throw Kentrosaurus in here. Alright, Kentrosaurus. There we go, and we got 4 of them. See if we can get maybe an alpha male. Ooh. They're all Camp Cretaceous ones, which is nice. Okay, we got an evolution one, evolution. I was going to say there's no shot that all 4 males are evolution ones and all 4 females are Camp Cretaceous ones. Alright, we got 1 male and let's just say 3 females. Yeah, we'll just throw those in. Alright, so that's Kentrosaurus done. Let's move on to the east end. And the final creature to go into the east end is... no. Oh, thank God. Okay, Sauropelta. Alright, so we live to see another hatchery, I guess. Alright, Sauropelta, let's go. Alright, so that's the east end done. Let's move on to the final creature on the west end. And the final creature on the west end is... no, please, damn it! We gotta restart now. Alright, we can restart from autosave, or we can just restart altogether. Nope. Let's just load the temporary sanctuary. Damn it, we landed on Indoraptor. Ah. Well, you know what? To make it more interesting, we'll make it like 3 strikes. If we get 3 strikes, so if all 3 hybrids end up showing up, it's game over. Alright. So we can afford to screw up 1 more time, but that's it. So that's our first strike. Alright, and we're back. Sorry about that, guys. We, landed on the Indoraptors, so now we have to start over. Which is okay, I guess. Alright, let's start with the north end again. And the first creature to go into the north end is... Stygimoloch. Alright, something we can manage. Alright, let's throw Stygimoloch in. These here will be our 2 males. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's move on to the south end. And our first creature for the south end is Allosaurus. Okay, cool. Cool. So we've got Allosaurus coming into the south end. Alright, Allosaurus. So there's 3 of them. We'll probably get 2 females and a male. Alright, let's head back over to the north end for the second creature. And the second creature going into the north end is Microceratus. Okay, cool. No pterosaurs so far. But you know what? It's fine. Alright, Microceratus. Alright, let's move on to creature number 2 on the south end. And the second creature... Piss off, malware bites. And the second creature to go into the south end is... Ooh, it just landed on Concavenator. Alright. Sorry, malware bites kind of interrupted me, so... Yeah. Just got doxed there. Alright. Do they have to be so goddamn loud? Alright. And let's move on to creature number 3 on the north end. And the third and final creature to go into the north end is... Edmontosaurus. Alright, so we got all herbivores in this end, it looks like. Alright, so Edmontosaurus. This one's going to be a little more peaceful in the north end. 2 males and 3 females. Alright, and let's move on to the south end. And the final creature to go into the south end is... Tyrannosaurus... Oh, no. Indoraptor. Okay, cool. I thought we were getting T-Rex right off the bat, but I guess not. Alright, so this one's going to be carnivore central, whereas the other one's going to be herbivore central. Alright, let's get some Indoraptors cooked up. Wait. Maybe there's a way we could bring some of the old species back. Here's a new rule. The only way you can get the new species back is through the black market. I might try to get a black market building and see if we can get that going. Alright, hold on. Where do I want to put it? We can get the dinosaurs back via the black market. Hopefully. Alright, so what did we have? I think we had Dryosaurus on the... Alright, how... What do you mean? What do you mean you're not connected to path? There we go. Now you are. We'll hatch the creatures up in a minute. Let me see what's in the black market. Archaeornithomimus. Alright, it can only be creatures that we've already landed on. So, Herrerasaurus, yes, that's possible. What about... Alright, any more? Do we... Yeah, we put Psittacosaurus in, right? Yeah, we did. Alright, Triceratops, I don't think so. Alright. Alright, so what we could do is put in Herrerasaurus. Probably in, like, the herbivore area. Alright, first let's release the herbivores. Let's get Stygimoloch ready. And then we'll refresh it every episode. That's what we'll do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Stygimoloch to the park.
Alright, Stygimoloch has been added in. Alright, let me just move, maybe move this out of the way. I might want to put some water here. I'll put you, like, over here. There we go. Alright, let's see what these guys want. Alright, let's release the Microceratuses next. Just the 3. Or should we put more in? I'll see if there's any more in the black market. And now, the Edmontosaurs. I figured we'd hatch the creatures up first. And then we would go on to, what's it called? And then we'll go down to the marketplace and see if we can buy some of the older dinosaurs. The ones that went extinct. Yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. So we could try to bring back some of the species we lost. Are these guys happy? Alright, ground fiber. There we go. That should be them. Completely satisfied. Alright, are the Styggies happy? Yeah, the Styggies are happy. And what about the Microceratus? Yep, these guys are happy. Alright. Let us go ahead and release the carnivores. All 3 carnivores. We got Indoraptor. I think we also got one other. I forget what it is. We'll put a goat feeder as well. And Concavenator. Alright, let's get the Concavenators settled in. It'll probably be chaos in the carnivore section.
Incubate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a concavinator to the park.
Alright, these guys want a medium nest. We got a Microceratus just claimed a nest. Should we give these guys a little bit of time to breed? You know what? Let's release the Utah Raptors and just see what happens. Oh wait, I think I have combat turned off for the time being. Because I remembered that was reset, I think. Whoa, what happened to your leg there, Utah Raptor?
We are pleased to welcome a Utah Raptor to the park.
Alright, you guys want... Yeah, you guys want medium nests. Alright, perfect. And the aloes I know are going to want large nests. And since there's really no prey around, we can always just use the feeders for the time being. Yep. Alright, the like settings are turned off for the time being. So maybe give them a little bit of time to, like, breed and whatever. And then let's check out the marketplace. See what we got. Alright. Remember, we can only use creatures that we've already had in the sanctuary. So we can use Psittacosaurus. Maybe that can be... We could use that as maybe prey for the aloes. You know what? No. Alright, let's buy these. What do we got? 5? Okay, cool. And deliver. Alright, we'll put them here. Or should we put them... You know what? Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll put them here. Alright, we got 5 Psittacosaurs coming in. In the meantime, let's get the Herrerasaurs as well. Oh, we got a juvenile as well. Okay. Alright, so the Psittacosaurs are incoming. We'll put the Herrerasaurs in here as well. Let's release our Psittacosaurs. Wrong species sent. Really? We got Chasmosaurus instead.
We are pleased to welcome a Psittacosaurus to the park.
Well, we got Psittacosaurus. We also got a juvenile Psittacosaurus, which is awesome. Okay, I don't know what you're just standing there for. Is there a way I can cancel that order? There we go. We got a nest claimed by Concavinator. Awesome. What do we got here? Stiggies. Awesome. Look at that. New arrivals. Looks like we're getting Chasmosaurs instead of Herrerasaurs. Ah, no biggie. That's part of the business. We're probably going to get screwed over at some point. Alright, let's just release them. Now, this doesn't count. We can still get it in the wheel. So we got 3 Chasmosaurs, it looks like. 1 juvenile and 2 adults.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome
A male, a female.
Chasmosaurus to the park.
Oh, we got another one. We got 2 females, a male for an adult, and the juvenile, which is a male. Alright, these guys want some ground leaf. They're gonna have to find it. There we go. That should be good. Cohabitation issue. Dislikes everything due to aggressive trait. Fair enough, I guess, but... Still, you know? Alright, so I guess the herbivores can just live in peace. Alright, these guys want a bit more wetland. We got allosaurs breeding up. Alright, these guys want medium nests. Okay, cool. And then by the end of next episode, or by the end of this episode, I should say, we will throw in, and maybe we'll throw in some market dinosaurs in this area. So then this area can be filled up. Alright. Anything else we could put in? Doesn't look like it. Alright, well, we didn't end up getting Herrerasaurus, which is fine, I guess. I figured I'd give some of the carnivores a chance to breed up. Alright, we got the Concavinator just hatched, which is awesome. Before I set the settings to hunt and combat and whatever. Alright, we got a nest claimed by a Utah Raptor. Okay, cool. Alright, how many eggs do we have? 4. Alright, now let's change the settings. Alright, there we go. I just changed the settings. So now the dinosaurs... Oh my god, everything should happen now. And the Stiggies are continuing to breed, which is awesome. We got 2 Chasmosaurs duking it out. Ooh, a minor fracture. Oh, yeah. I just turned on... I turned on injuries. So, creatures can have injuries now. We got a minor fracture. Ooh. Was that from fighting a Concavinator? Damn. Yeah, I figured just to make things more interesting, I've enabled injuries. Alright, so that's one of the males. Alright, what do we got here? Microceratus. Awesome. And I think with that, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really... Oh, hold on. Utah Raptors incoming. We got a dead dinosaur. What just died? Oh, the Concavinator. Oh, no. Well, that's gonna happen. That's just part of life right there. Part of the circle of life. That's gonna happen. Alright, as I was saying, with that, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.